Here we go. Welcome to tonight's webinar. If there's any questions throughout, just drop a comment in the comment box or just pop yourself off mute. So we are going to be looking at change your emotional state with a sigh. So changing your emotional state with a sigh, okay? I'm sure we all do it throughout the day anyway. I know I do it, and sometimes my partner will say to me, are you okay? After I've literally just gone, like, yeah, it's fine, just enjoy my breath. So I'm going to share with you 4 ways we can change your emotional state. So we have access to these 4 tools to literally change your day, okay? So moving on, the benefits of a good sigh. First of all, we might experience freaking out, feeling stressed, literally need a lift in our mood, and we might get told, just breathe. And there's reason behind this. The advice has been given for absolute decades, centuries, and the reason why is because when we focus on our breathing, we are calming our nervous system, lowering our respiratory rate. When we're in that flight or fight state or that anxious state, our blood pressure might go up and our breathing rate will go up, which can cause that feeling of panicky and anxiety, basically. So by just breathing, focused breathing, it will allow us to slow down and decompress, okay? So a study was done, which we're going to talk about, by Dr. Huberman and his team. They had 100 people and they split them into 4 groups, and we're going to look at the different methods that they used in these 4 groups as part of the study and which one actually came out on top, okay? So the first one, group 1, they practiced cyclic sighing. So to perform this physiological sigh, what we're going to do is take 1 deep breath in through your nose, and when you reach that point of I can't breathe anymore, you're going to breathe again through your nose, and then we're fully going to expand exhale with that breath through our mouth then, okay? And we're going to repeat that as many times as possible. So do it with me. It's going to look like, so it's that double breathe in and then that big exhale out. So we're going to do 3 of these together. And again. Last time. I don't know about you, but just by doing those 3 breaths, I feel so much calmer. It feels as though everything that was kind of sitting here has just been removed. And what can happen is when you practice that breathing exercises with them all, we are physically removing all oxygen from that breath. And what that is doing is lowering our heart rate and lowering our blood pressure. So that is physically, and I feel it immediately, putting you into a calm state. So that feeling that we normally feel when we're about to drift off to sleep, that very relaxed, dozy feeling, it will help us recreate that. So that is your first set of exercises. So a double breathe in, so breathe in as far as you can go, then again, and then 1 long exhale. So that's your cyclic sighing. The next one, box breathing. Now, I share this one all the time. This is one of my favorite ones, and this is actually what the military use as well. So if we think of a box has 4 sides. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So what we're going to do is inhale for 4 seconds, hold it for 4 seconds, and then exhale for 4 seconds, and then hold for 4, okay? So we are going to repeat that 4 times. So we're going to do this together. And again, I just want you to experience and feel the differences in these different breath work techniques, okay? So I'm going to do this with my fingers, okay? So follow along to my fingers and let's go together. So in 3, 2, 1, inhale, hold, exhale, hold, inhale, One more. Hope you felt that. Now, I love this one, but personally so far, I'm actually preferring the first one just because there's less counting involved. But this is a really, really great one because what this requires you to do is not only breathe, but focus on counting numbers. And when we focus on counting numbers, again, that will calm our nervous system and help relax the brain because we're focusing on something else aside from what's going on in our head right now. Okay. So the third one, so this is called cyclic hyperventilation. So if we think about hyperventilating, normally this can happen when we are in that panic mode, but this is also helpful for when we want to calm ourselves as well, as long as it's controlled. And you might use a bag for this as well, just to kind of help you with that. But we're going to talk through how to do it without a bag. So the process of this one is inhaling intensely through the nose and then exhale passively. So allowing the air to release without effort through the mouth, and you repeat that 30 times. So it's very quick. Again, a little bit of counting involved. We'll do it probably about 5 times. Then exhale as much air out of your lungs as possible. Wait for 15 seconds before inhaling again. So what we'll do is practice it. So breathe in through the nose, exhale quickly through the mouth 5 times, and then we'll wait for 15 seconds. Of course, you're going to benefit more by doing it for 30 reps, but we'll just do it for the first 5 just so we can get a little bit of that experience. So with me, we're going to breathe in intensely and then exhale quite quickly through the mouth. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Wait 15 seconds. And then you'd go again. Okay, so this one is a lot more rapid, quick fire style of breathing. Again, it all just depends on your preference. And then the last one. So 4, mindfulness meditation. And again, this is something that I really enjoy. So this can be focused breathing or guided meditation. And the app that I use for this is Insight Timer. So this could be following along to someone telling you how to breathe whilst giving you a bit of meditation. So asking you to unwind, focus on something else. Alternatively, you can play some mindful music, so music without words, and just sit in the moment and just focus on your breathing. It doesn't have to be any particular speed, it doesn't have to be, any format in terms of 2 breaths in, 1 out. It is just a case of you breathe and you just enjoy breathing, okay? So the result of the 4 breathing exercises, after 28 days, the first technique, so cyclic Cyan, this was breathe in again, and then exhale, had the most effective in terms of boosting their mood. All 4 groups, though, significantly reduced anxiety and negative moods and felt more positive overall in those 28 days. But the first one was the one that came out on top with the highest marks, basically, okay? So just going a little bit deeper, you have multiple methods for changing your emotional state at your disposal. We're going to look at the benefits and when to use these techniques in a second. Researchers say that one of the benefits of controlled breathing is that it directly influences your respiratory rate, so your heart rate, cardiovascular, which can cause more immediate physiological and psychological calming effects by creating vaginal tone during slow expiration. So what vaginal tone is a branch of the parasympathetic nervous system, so that flight or fight mode, which is a network that relaxes your body after periods of stress and danger. So breathing will directly improve that feeling when we hit flight or fight mode, okay? So it will physically calm you like nothing else, okay? So we all know I love a bit of breathing exercises, and this is why it is so good for us. So this kind of whole thing is known as breath work, okay? It isn't new, it's something that's been taught for centuries. Monks will do it, a lot of meditation courses will run through specific breathing exercises. And again, special operation forces in the military, they are trained to box breathe when under extreme mental distress, such as during combat. So it is proven to work. If the military have to use it when they're in intense situations, you can imagine how beneficial breathing exercises are. So when do we use breath work then? So I use it to help control my emotions, especially when I'm feeling anxious or overwhelmed. On the weekend, I didn't feel my best, had a little bit of an anxiety overhaul, and it was the first thing I did. I just sat and I breathed, focused on my breathing, and it calmed me right down. So when we're dealing with a difficult day, when we're dealing with difficult scenarios, that could literally be a hard day at work, you know, we're having difficulty with our partners, or we're just butting heads with someone, and we just need to calm the F down, basically. When we're dealing with grief, a great way to use breathing exercises is before and after eating, because sometimes when we eat, we're in that rush state. Yeah, we want to get it down us as quickly as possible, but when we focus on our breathing, even if it's for 60 seconds before we eat, we're putting ourselves into that calm state, and we're more likely to mindfully eat, meaning be aware of the foods that we're eating, notice those fullness signals, notice those hunger signals, and we're going to stop eating when we're full, basically, rather than just ravenous eating, getting it down us, and then wanting to go for seconds or having something sweet after, because we weren't mindful in that moment. And again, doing it after we've ate our main meal will help us or prevent us from delving our hands into the biscuit tin, because we're feeling calm and we're feeling in control. Breathing exercise is great for having that bit of you time, a bit of time out, and it improves self-control. Like, massively improves self-control. It's something that I practice a lot during my bikini competitions, because as you know, food gets taken quite low, extreme circumstances, and it helped me control my hunger because I was more aware of my thoughts and I was just more self-disciplined. And then lastly, the benefits. So the benefits of breathing, well, it keeps us alive. And then the rest of them, it will improve focus, improve our mood, so we can physically change how we're feeling in that moment. We can take ourselves from that low vibrational energy state where maybe we're sad, anxious, overwhelmed, dealing with mental health issues, to feeling a lot more content, a lot happier, a lot positive, and just change our day around. You know, if you get to lunchtime, you're thinking this day's not going the way I wanted to, take yourself into the staff room or take yourself into the toilet and just breathe for 60 seconds. It's going to increase energy because we are increasing blood flow around the body. When we increase blood flow around the body, we're transporting more oxygen. Transporting more oxygen, we're going to feel more energized. Balances blood pressure, improves our sleep because we're putting ourselves into that deep state of relaxation. So if we're doing it before bed, amazing. It's going to help with perimenopause symptoms. If we think of things like brain fog, if we think of things like low energy, poor mood, it's going to help with all of those. Reduces stress and anxiety, and then helps control that parasympathetic nervous system, that fight or flight response mode. And that is what I have for you on today's webinar. So 4 breathing exercises, techniques. Encourage you to try at least one. If you don't enjoy it, try another one. And it's just a way, as I said, of changing your tone of the day, calming yourself, and improving your mood. And it will just help you be more focused and just happier in life. So don't knock it till you try it, and let me know how you get on. So that is what I have for you today. Do we have any questions?